What's going on, people? It's your man, the YB, back once again. So, we got some breaking news for you, man. Right now, ain't no one heard before. You best believe it. Fabio Wardley and Jarrell, Big Juicy Miller. This is kind of old news, I'm not gonna lie. It's about 4 days late still. So, if you watch the Joe Joyce versus Ergovic fight, before that fight, this is essentially in this article 4 days ago. It was being finalised. It's done now. They had the face off, and it's confirmed for June the 7th at Ippy Stadium, some football stadium thing. Yeah. Wardley's come out and said, and I'm thankful for whatever reason, but they was actually pushing. Initially, when I heard this news come out, I was like, yeah, Wardley, man, that's a good fight. Miller's a solid fight. That was one of the options we was thinking about months ago after he filled in Fraser Softbones Clark. Softbone. The bones is too soft, man. That's these light skin, man. The bones ain't made. They're mutants. The mutant light skin bones, the half baked bone. They call it half baked, okay? Half bakes, not fully baked. Yeah. What happens when you put a bread dough in the oven and you half bake it? It's soft. Yeah, so Fraser soft bones. Come on, people. But now, after he filled in Fraser soft bones, this was one of the names. But at the same time, Wardley was. It's not relevant. At the end of the day, he's getting in there with Miller. But I do think it's worth noting. Wardley, in his interview, reacting to this news, I think it was on Box Nation, he goes, yeah, we was pushing for Pulev. It's only because Pulev didn't want it. / Pulev wanted too much money. The fight didn't happen. Thank God for that. Yeah? Thank God for Pulev's spooky ass. Yeah, if he wasn't spooked by Wardley, we'd be having that stinker. So this is a proper fight. Miller, yeah, he got stopped by Dubois, but I do think it's important to note he got stopped on his feet and he was proper out of shape for that fight. That's not Dubois' fault, but he was 340. He came in, I think he was 315 against, let's have a look, I think he was 315 against Andy Ruiz, and he beat Andy Ruiz. Oh, my speed, my movement, he running, yeah? Mr. complaining about AJ running. When Miller was right in front of him, he didn't want no more. He turned to Erislandy Lara. Yeah, that's what he did. For sure. Andy Ruiz, Erislandy Lara in there. All of a sudden, he wanted to box. He didn't want to stand there and fight. Mexican style. Oh, he running. You was running. Oh, I hurt my hand. There's always something with these bulbous ones. The bulbous one, I'm big boned. No, you just eat too much. That's what. No, there's no big bone to back. Go to Africa, see how many people big bone there. Yeah, you're eating too much. Stop playing. So yeah, he was 333 against Dubois and then 305 against Andy Ruiz. I think it's fair to assume he's probably going to come in. I'd like him to come in 290, to be honest. Listen, there's no reason for him to be more than. There's no reason for him to be more than 270, man. Seriously, 270 is heavy, but 290 would be that's going to make it interesting. He'll be quicker. He'll have more gas. He's already known for having a pretty good gas tank. That unwound against Dubois, though, ultimately. And I guess he ain't got the gear no more. Where was the AJ fight was around here. So he's always been around 315. Tell a lie. His lowest weight was against Marius Wack. He's 283. So, tell a lie. This guy's just been dirty bulking. He's been as low as 263 in 2014. Yeah? Oh my God, he's been 242. Oh my God, he's been 242. So what's his nick doing, man? He ain't that big boned. If he was that big boned, you wouldn't be 242 ever. He's just fat and lazy, is what it is. Eating too much. So there's no reason for him to be more than 270. He should come into this fight 270. I'll tell you now, if he comes into this fight 330, he's going to be a big, stiff, oversized. You know the supersized heavy bag Mayweather uses? He'll be like that, just stiff. Standing, a bit like the Dubois fight, just a big old heavy bag. Yeah? And I actually think, obviously it's not been tested. It's not been tested yet, but I think there's different type of punchers. You have the bludgeoners, what they call it, the blunt force impact punchers. And then you have, I don't like to rate Wilder, I don't rate him as a puncher, but for argument's sake, you have blunt force punchers. I'd say someone like AJ is a blunt force, even Beterbiev. They're not really going to get you out there with one. Then you've got allegedly the Wilders. And I put Wardley in that category for now. We've got to find out though. Even Dubois, I'd put Dubois in the blunt force trauma punchers. He's not really known for, yeah, he'll get a Bummington out of there quick. But Dubois' not known, he'll break it down. He's not known for clip. He popped AJ though, to be fair, but you get the point I'm making. Dubois, I think Wardley's probably more prolific, punch for punch, at this point in time. Yeah? At this point in time. Which is, again, it's untested, to be fair. It's just me speculating. But Wardley seems to have some whap on him. One punch whap. So it's going to be interesting. I assume Jarrell Miller's going to come in better shape than the Dubois fight. So if Wardley can do something clinical, it's not fair to say Jarrell Miller's chin's washed like Joe Joyce's. The fact he got stopped by Dubois on his feet and then goes on, how many months later? 8 months later to have his best fight yet. He's not finished. So if Wardley's able, to whap him on his chops and put him out, that's going to be, seriously, 100%. Yeah? If he does Jarrell Miller some serious Z harm, yeah? That's going to put Wardley in the... Honestly, who is wild and knocked out, yeah? Who's got the calibre of Jarrell Miller? Again, all you can talk about is Ortiz. That's all you can say. Because when really... Bermain's Deverne, he was a bit like Miller. If you look at Bermain's Deverne in the first fight, he's that Bermain's Deverne type of style. I think Jarrell Miller's more durable. And even then, Wilder couldn't sparko Bermain's Deverne. So Wardley, if he's able to clip him and spark him, that's going to really bode well for his resume, to be honest. And even thinking about people like Dubois, Dubois is quicker. He's got more... Jarrell Miller's he reminds me of a solid, straight up and down. He's got a little bit of head movement and whatnot, but he's a warthog, as Dave Allen would say. Yeah, a warhorse type style. Bosh, and he's there, right? So if Wardley's able to crack through that and fill him in, it's going to bode well. That said, Wardley ain't had a test like this before. Yeah? Who's he fought? Adelele. No good. Let's call it space, but Adelele's no good, man. We saw him in there with some B-level dude the other night. D-level dude. He made a right meal of it and was getting boxed up. Seriously. He bottled it. He bottled the Fabio Wardley fight, and he was bottling this fight until he got lucky and cheated, arguably. Fraser Clark, again, what's he done? Life and death with Dave Allen. That was a life and death man. What's Wardley done? Fraser Clark done? We don't know. You could listen. That's why I like this. This is how fight should be. Yeah, not Pulev. Pulev's been beat. Chisora beat Pulev. I don't want to see you in there with Pulev. These young guns. This is a proper fight for Wardley. In fact, I can't believe I haven't even seen the odds yet. Let's see if we can get some odds. Listen. What we know about Miller is he does have gas. He's not the quickest, but he has gas. Wardley, on the other hand, he was hanging against Fraser Clark, soft bones. He was hanging against soft bones in the first fight. And since then he said, I've learnt now. Now that's easy to say he's learnt. He probably likes to think he's learnt. The problem with that is, he goes into Fraser soft bones 2 and knocks his head off in round 1. You don't know you've learnt something until you're in the thick of it and you think, oh damn, right? Anyone can have a hard fight, gas out and say, I've learnt now not to do that. And then you spark Fraser Clark out. There's nothing to say. He goes in there with Jarrell Miller, who's putting pressure on him. And he's hitting him with everything but the kitchen sink. And it's bouncing off. Yeah? You see what I mean? This is what's going to make it interesting. Can Miller take the power? And if he can... Where was the date again? June 7th or something. And if he can he wade in? Because Fraser Clark, he's notorious for having no gas. So if Miller gets through the first 6, this could get ugly. I believe it should be a 12-rounder as well. Where are we? Come on, here we go. Wow. Wardley. You put a tenner on Wardley, you get 40% profit back. You put a tenner on Miller, you get 200% profit back. Honestly, these odds, if I had to go somewhere, don't forget people. Miller punched up Andy Ruiz. Don't forget that. Yeah, I'm gonna call a spade here. Fraser Clark ain't no Andy Ruiz. So resume for resume, you'd have to lean with Miller, to be honest. Miller's been in there with Dubois. He's been in there with Andy Ruiz. I can't say Wardley's been in there with anyone of that calibre. Fact. Yeah. I can't say that, unfortunately. 2-1 on Miller. I won't do it. I'll probably put a tenner on and lose it. That's what I'll probably put a 20p on and get bumped for it. But still, if I was going to put a 20p on, if I wanted to get bumped for a 20p, I'll put it on Miller. I wouldn't. I think this fight's 60-40, maybe 50-50. To be honest with you, Dubois was hitting him. Miller was right there, and Miller was out of shape, and Dubois was whacking him. The same Dubois was whacking him, and it was bouncing off. So again, this is fascinating. We're going to find out how clinical Wardley is, because Miller's going to be there. He is going to be there. He's going to be right there. So there's going to be no excuse. If he wangs them shots in and they bounce off, I guess you can say, well, Miller's chin's that good. Maybe. Anyway, fair play to Wardley. This is the fight I wanted. I think, if anything, I don't even really want to see that, but Italma versus Pulev, at least at that point, Italma's done nothing at all. Right? He's brand spanking new, 8 or 9, 10 fights. So even though I think it'd be a mismatch, Italma versus Pulev, still, that early on, it's acceptable. Wardley, British champion, knocked out the next best of the British, which was Fraser Clark, soft bones. He's kind of moved on past the Pulevs now. That Pulev fake WBA belt, man, it's moody. He's 50 years old. Chisora beat him. Although he boxed up Huey Fury, though. Pulev did box up Huey Fury. Anyway, people, let me know your thoughts. Who have you got on this one? Yeah, I've got... It's a good one. That's the point. It's supposed to be a good one. It's supposed to be you sitting there and ahhing. The speed, Wardley's speed, though. Yeah. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. Smash that like button, subscribe, like the bell, 100%. There's no doubt about this. Some people stop it. Bosh.